ZeytunWest, and the title of my TED Talk today will be The Journey to Independence, and I will talk to you about the Grade 5 exhibition. So first I'm going to tell you what the exhibition was, and then I'm going to talk to you about the subject that I studied for my exhibition, which was women's rights, and I'm going to try and persuade you on my perspective of women's rights. So, this was the Grade 5 exhibition 2011. We all knew it was going to happen, but we didn't know when. We had been preparing for this our whole primary. And this was when we had to show what we learned for a big part of our education. We were ready to take the risk. It all started one day when we started trotting down the never-ending inquiry cycle. You can see it behind me. We had six steps to follow: tuning in, finding out, sorting out, going further, taking action. But through the whole process, we also had to do the reflecting part too. And believe me, that was the worst part. We had graffiti walls where we wrote what we did, like research and interviews. And we also had VoiceThread. You can see it behind me. And on VoiceThread, we had a slideshow with questions on it, and we would have to record the answer into the computer. The tuning in part of the process started at the Easter holidays. We had to research things under the topic sharing our humanity, such as disasters and emergencies, peace and conflict, digital divide, infectious disease, education for all, and poverty. Each of our topics would have to do with one of those big topics. I was a little girl born in the United States is how I would introduce myself. But sadly, the part that an average person would highlight is girl. It would not matter where I come from. It would always be the same part, girl. And that is what I will talk to you about today, women's rights. Women have suffered gender inequality for decades and even centuries. Women's rights does not only have to do with jobs and voting, but a simple issue can come about in a normal school playground. Tell me, how many times have you heard a boy say, "Oh, he got beat by a girl"? Now, can anyone explain why that would happen? Yeah, that's because the way they were taught, that girls are weaker and boys are stronger. Now to the economic issues. I have interviewed some of the parents in some of the kids in my class about what job their parents had. Most of the mothers didn't have a job or helped the father in one way or another. And that shows that the life of a woman relies on the man. If they got divorced, the woman would be homeless. And that's a way that a man can exercise his power over a woman to make her do anything he wants her to do. And in some jobs, people already have an image of what gender should do that. For example, a secretary. You would think of a woman doing that job. And that again shows that the man is boss and the woman works for him. And manager. You would think of a man doing the job. And a manager is a job that symbolizes power, and which again proves my point. And I have heard that some women managers have retired just because of the way that their workers were acting towards them because they were female. Now to a woman's political world. Let's look at a wealthy country, the United States. They have still not had one woman president out of all 44 presidents they have had. That shows the prejudice against women. Aren't we also a citizen of the world? Don't we deserve the same rights as our brothers? So I think we should take us down to end this form of discrimination.